Yes, the lawyers will take care of that, but thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Commonwealth may call its next witness.
The Commonwealth would call Heather Sullivan.
Please record for me. Raise your right hand.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm testimony you'll give in the cause now in hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Yes. Thank you. You can be seated.
Watch your step.
Good afternoon, Judge.
Good afternoon. You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Could you please state your name and spell your last name for the record?
Yes, sir. Retired Trooper Heather Sullivan, Sullivan.
And you say retired. When do you retire?
In July.
And how long were you a state police trooper?
20 years.
And what can you just tell us your your path through the state police, where your assignments?
Sure. I was on the road for the first 7 years of my career. For the last 13 years, I've been in crime scene, 7 of which I worked at the crime scene office that's attached to the medical examiner's office. In the last 6 years, I worked in the crime scene services in Danvers.
And what were your responsibilities at the crime scene services in Danvers?
It was my responsibility to go to any homicide, suicide, unattended death, any crime scene where I would need to collect evidence, process it for fingerprints, or document any items of interest.
And what type of training did you need to obtain in order to get into that unit?
We had on-the-job training, but it was years and years of training. Every year we have some sort of class, proficiency tests in crime scene, videography, documentation, evidence collection, tire track, footwear, and fingerprints.
You say proficiency tests in those areas. Did you pass your proficiency tests?
Yes, sir.
And are you familiar with competency tests?
Yes.
Did you pass your competency tests?
Yes, sir.
Now, I'd like to ask you some questions about January 9th of 2023. Did you have the opportunity to be involved in an investigation that initially started in Swampscott that afternoon?
Yes, sir.
Where did you respond to in Swampscott that afternoon?
330 Paradise Lane. It was an apartment complex, and I was called there by Norfolk County Detective Unit.
And about what time do you think you got there?
About 1,400 hours.
And Ms. Gilman, can we have what was marked as Exhibit 90? It's a photograph. And forgive me, I don't have the file number in front of me. Do you see this photograph?
Yes, sir.
Do you recognize it?
Yes, it's one of the 2 trash receptacles I was responsible for documenting.
On Exhibit 90, it says HAS. Are those your initials?
Yes, sir.
And could we have Exhibit 91? And do you recognize this image?
Yes.
What is this?
It's a trash compactor at the same location that I also documented.
Now, what was done with those 2, the trash compactor and the dumpster?
I, like I said, documented with photographs all the way around, and then we were going to search it at a different location.
And did you go to that different location?
Yes.
Where was that?
300 Forest Street in Peabody. It was Greenworks Republic's transfer station.
Ms. Gilman, can we have Exhibit 107, which was, I believe, file number 6556? Thank you. Now, does this look like where you went to in Peabody?
Yes.
Okay. So once you got to Peabody, what was done with the 2 dumpster? What was done with the dumpster and the compactor?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Oh, no, my bad. What was done with the contents of the dumpster and the compactor once you got to Peabody?
They were separately transported to this location, 304th Street, and they marked off an area. I documented it before they dumped the trash, and then individually they started with one of the trash receptacles, dumped that, and spread it out so we could go through it and search it.
So, and who did that process? Who dumped it out and searched it?
So the company who transported The receptacles, they're the ones who dumped it, but they put it in a location where we could go through it methodically. The CERT team, which is a special emergency response team, there's about 10 of those individuals who were there to go through the individual trash bags.
And what was the conditions like while everyone was doing this?
As far as
Weather.
oh, it was it's January, so it was very cold. And it was outdoor location. Looks like it's indoor, but it's half indoor, half outdoor.
And so when the CERT team would get to a bag, would they open several bags at once, or what? How would they do it?
So they did it methodically. So they each, kind of tacked it together. They went through each individual bag, looked to see. We actually had a meeting about what we were looking for, so they knew what to look for. If they found anything that they possibly thought was of interest, they would flag me down. I would photograph it, and then if it was something that the detectives wanted to collect, we would collect it and spread it out so we can document it further.
So could I, at this point in time, Ms. Gilman, could we have Exhibit 125? So do you recognize this image?
Yes, sir.
Is this one of the bags, contents of the bags that you had to spread out and do further documentation of?
That was some of the contents in one of the bags, yes.
And what's this? Bless you. What is the significance of the yellow placard?
That tells me, so as I was spreading things out, each bag got a placard, and then we would know which items came from which bag.
Now, when items were packaged up and brought back to the lab, did they all go to the same? Did they all go to the same person, or did different people enter them into the LIMS system?
So I entered any evidence that we collected for crime scene services, which would be specifically for fingerprinting. I would collect that evidence, and then the detective unit collected anything we weren't actually processing for fingerprints or DNA, and then another person from the forensic scientists unit, also in the crime lab, they collected anything that they would be testing for DNA specifically, and only that.
Okay. And so these items here, were they tested for fingerprints?
They were collected by my lab and sent to the Boston lab because it was their, basically their area that the incident occurred. So they took that evidence and they fingerprinted it.
Now, but you were able to enter these into the LIMS system, correct?
I entered anything that I collected, documented it, collected it, tagged it, and put it in the LIMS system.
All right. I may have a moment, Your Honor.
Yes?
Ma'am, do you happen to have gloves with you? I see a box.
I do.
Okay. Your Honor, may I approach the witness?
Okay.
For the record, I'm bringing you some parchment paper just in case you need it.
Sorry.
Do you recognize this object?
Yes.
What is this?
It's one of the bags of evidence that I had collected because I can see my handwriting on it.
And what does it say on the exterior of the bag?
Tin snips by placard 8, and I itemized it 7-9. The LIMS number is 23-00596 with my initials and the date that I collected it.
Could you put some gloves on and open that bag and make sure that the snips are inside?
Do you mind if I stand?
No, go right ahead.
The snips you found at the scene that night?
Yes.
You can place them back in the bag. Your Honor, the Commonwealth would seek to have this marked. The Commonwealth would seek to have the tin snips with the bag marked as the next exhibit.
All right. No objection. The snips in the bag are now in evidence as Exhibit 171. Is that correct?
May I approach, Your Honor?
You may.
Ma'am, do you recognize that bag?
I do.
What is that?
It's a brown paper bag, item 7-10, which I itemized in limbs, and it's a hacksaw, and it was by placard 8 as well.
Could you open that bag and make sure the hacksaw is inside? And if it is, could you please do
It is.
so? Without trying to make anything of a mess, but thank you. Thank you. Could you return it back? The Commonwealth would seek to have the hacksaw and the bag marked as the next exhibit, Your Honor. Objection.
No objection. It's marked and admitted into evidence as Exhibit 172, the hacksaw.
May I approach, Your Honor?
Yes.
Thank you, Your Honor. Do you recognize that bag?
Yes, sir.
What is that?
This is a brown paper bag with a hammer, item 7-11.
And if you could keep your voice up.
Yes, I apologize.
No, that's okay. I have you getting up and doing all that stuff, so that's my fault. Could you open the bag and make sure the hammer's inside? Let me help. Thank you. And that's the hammer you saw that night? The Commonwealth would seek to have the hammer in the bag marked as the next exhibit.
Hearing no objection, it's in evidence now as 173.
May I approach, Your Honor?
Yes.
Do you recognize this bag?
Yes, sir.
Could you open it and could you tell us first what is it?
It's a bag with packing tape, item 7-12.
Could you open it and look inside and confirm that the pack tape is inside? And does that appear to be the pack tape that you found at the PVD at the trash site that night? The Commonwealth would seek to have this bag with the packing tape marked as the next exhibit.
It is now, the packing tape is now in evidence as 174.
Did you intend to put the photo post? What's that? The photo?
Oh, I think it. Ms. Gilman, could you take that down? Thank you. Your Honor, may I approach?
You may.
Ma'am, do you see that bag?
Yes.
Do you recognize it?
Yes, it's a brown paper bag with a hatchet in it, item 7-13.
Could you open that bag and confirm the hatchet's inside? Could you please put the hatchet back inside? Could you put the hatchet back inside? And that's the same hatchet that you saw that you retrieved from the trash station in Peabody that night?
Yes.
Commonwealth would seek to have the bag with the hatchet marked as the next exhibit.
Any objection?
No objection.
The hatchet is in evidence as Exhibit 175.
What happened on 45?
May I approach, Your Honor?
Yes?
Do you recognize that bag?
I do.
And what is that?
It's a bag. Actually, don't know what's in this. Craftsman Shears.
Craftsman Shears.
Yes.
Could you open it and confirm the Craftsman Shears are inside?
Sure.
Thank you. Are those the Craftsman Shears you saw that night in Peabody?
They were.
For the record now, if the shears are back in the bag, Your Honor, the Commonwealth would seek to have the bag with the shears marked as the next exhibit.
No objection.
What's the LIMS number on that? Is it 714?
714.
All right. The Shears 714 are in evidence as 176.
May I approach one more time, Your Honor?
You may.
Do you recognize that bag?
I do.
What is that?
It's a brown paper bag with a measuring cup in it, item 7-15.
And could you open that bag and look inside? Is that the measuring cup you saw that night in Peabody?
Yes.
Commonwealth would seek to have the bag with the cup now back inside as the next exhibit.
No objection.
Number 715.
715, the measuring cup is now in evidence as 177.
So I take it you took these items back to the lab and entered them into the LIMS system.
I did, sir.
And you didn't do any further work on these items once they were in the LIMS, once they were entered into the crime lab evidence system.
Correct.
Your Honor, may I have a moment?
Yes?
Thank you. On the measuring cup, there was some dark powder. Do you remember seeing that?
That wasn't like that when I packaged it in the beginning.
And now, in your training experience of working in the crime lab, do you recognize that type of substance?
Seems to be black fingerprint powder.
And one of the reasons you took it to the crime lab was to be fingerprinted?
Correct.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Cross-exam.
I have no questions.
All right. The witness may step down. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Commonwealth may call its next witness.
Commonwealth will call Richard Atkinson.
Raise your right hand.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony that you give in the cause now and hearing to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Just watch your step.
You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Sir, could you state your name and spell your last name for the record?
Sure. Richard Atkinson, Atkinson.
And where do you work, sir?
I work at the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner in Boston.
What is the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner?
It's where the medical examiners in Massachusetts work.
And what does a medical examiner do?
A medical examiner is a doctor who's in charge of examining the bodies of people who are deceased to determine their cause and manner of death.
And how long have you been with the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner?
I've been there 11 and a half years.
And could you tell us your educational background?
Sure. I have a 4-year bachelor degree from Stony Brook University in New York. I then did a 4-year MD at Columbia University College of Physicians and Surgeons. I then did a 3-year anatomic pathology residency at New York Presbyterian Hospital and Stony Brook Hospital. And then I did a 1-year fellowship in forensic pathology at the office where I currently work.
And so I take it that worked into you starting your career at the OCME.
Yes.
Now, do you know what it means to be board certified?
Yes.
What does it mean to be board certified?
To be board certified in a specialty in medicine, you usually have to finish the residency in that specialty and complete a certain number of cases or see a certain number of patients and then take a test.
And are you certified in any areas of medicine?
Yes.
Which ones?
I'm certified in anatomic pathology and forensic pathology.
And can you tell us what is forensic pathology?
Sure. Forensic pathology is the branch of medicine that's involved in determining the cause and manner of cause of death and manner of death of people who die of not obviously natural causes.
And what is anatomic pathology?
Anatomic pathology is a bigger umbrella term that refers to diagnosing disease by looking at tissue or blood samples, that kind of thing.
Now, can you tell us, sir, what happens to a human body within the first hour of death?
Several things can happen. Usually there is rigor mortis within a couple of hours. It can, however, almost immediately occur after a person's death. That's just when the muscles tighten up in the position that the person died in. There's also something called lividity or livor mortis. That's when all the blood in the body, once the heart stops beating, settles down to the lowest point. So if you're lying on your back, it will settle to your back and give you a pink discoloration of your back, and also a white discoloration of your front.
Now, sir, what is an autopsy?
An autopsy is just an examination of the body of someone who has died, including looking at the external surface of the body and also cutting into the body and examining the organs.
How many autopsies have you performed?
I've performed just over 1,500 full autopsies, about 2,700 additional examinations that weren't full autopsies, and I've supervised 300 additional full autopsies.
How long does an autopsy take?
It depends. An autopsy can take less than an hour if it's simple. It can take all day if it's a difficult case.
And how, you said the external and internal, how do you begin the external examination of a body during an autopsy?
We examine the clothing in some cases. Then we examine the external surface of the body by taking photographs, by drawing our findings on a body diagram, and just looking for signs of injuries or disease that might have led to the person's death.
And what consists of the internal portion of an autopsy?
The internal portion is removing the organs, also looking for signs of disease or injury, and sometimes removing items like bullets that may have killed someone.
And when doing an autopsy, I neglected to ask this, but I imagine there is a facility at OCME that you do this in.
Yes.
And can you just tell us, like, what do you have as far as tables to work on for patients?
The table that the decedent lies on?
Yes.
It's a metal table with raised edges.
And what do you wear when you perform an autopsy?
I wear a lot of protective equipment, a full Tyvek suit, extra sleeves, and an apron over that, a mask and face shield, and 3 pairs of gloves.
And when you do an autopsy, what attempts do you make to get access to a decedent's medical records?
We make every attempt we can to access their medical records. In Massachusetts, the law is that we're entitled to them in Massachusetts.
And when performing an autopsy, what samples do you take from the body during an autopsy for further analysis?
We take fluids and sometimes tissue for toxicology testing. We also take it sometimes for DNA testing, for looking at under the microscope, various different things.
And can you tell us what histology is?
Yes.
What is histology?
Histology is the study of tissue by looking at it under the microscope.
And how many times have you ever testified in a court before giving a medical opinion?
Yes.
Now, on January 10th, 2023, did you have the opportunity to seize items taken from a trash facility in Peabody?
Yes.
Where did you do that?
At the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner in Boston.
Why were you examining items why were you examining items at the OCME?
Normally, we're not involved in examining items, just bodies of people. In this case, the objective was to determine whether there was any human tissue on these items.
I may have a moment, Your Honor.
May.
Thank you. Okay.
You may.
Doctor, you recognize this image?
Yes.
And what is this an image of?
This is an image of several pieces of blue and white carpet that I examined.
Commonwealth would seek to have this image marked as the next exhibit, Your Honor.
Any objection?
No objection.
I see that.
Yes, I apologize, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Yes. I will. I'll publish. Thank you. I will also put it in the record each month.
Yes, so for the record, what's the JPEG number of 178 that's now in evidence?
It's PC 110181.
All right. The photo of the rug with that JPEG number is now in evidence as 178.
And Your Honor, may the Commonwealth publish?
You may.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Gilman, could we have a PC 110181? Doctor, can you see that?
Yes.
So, Doctor, can you tell us what are we looking at here in this image?
There were 7, though I think some of them are not in the image, 7 pieces of rolled up blue and white carpet with some stains on them, and the pieces of debris that you can see just above the ruler were also present on some of the pieces of carpet.
And who places the ruler there?
I do.
Ron, may I approach?
You may.
Do you recognize this image, sir?
Yes.
Is that one of the pieces of carpet that you had the opportunity to examine?
Yes.
Your Honor, the Commonwealth would seek to enter into evidence PC 110195, image of carpet.
Any objection? That 110195 is now in evidence as 179, photo also of rug.
And may the Commonwealth publish, Your Honor?
You may.
Ms. Gilman, do we have 110195? So, Doctor, is this one of the carpets that you had the opportunity to see that night or see that day when you were at OCME?
Yes.
And that ruler, did you place that there as well?
Yes.
And, Doctor, do you have an idea of what the aggregate measurement of the carpets were together?
No, I don't think I recorded that.
John, may I approach?
Yes?
Doctor, do you recognize this image?
Yes.
Is this another one of the pieces of carpet you had the opportunity to examine that day?
Yes.
Your Honor, the Commonwealth would seek to enter in PC 110198, second image of carpet.
No objection.
The photo of the rug 110198 is now in evidence as Exhibit 180. Is that a good place to stop for today?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I'll see counsel at the side of the bench.
Yes, Your Honor.